a series where I read through or I go through various pieces of Starcraft 2. Lord, we see what we can learn. In the previous episode we went through, or rather the current series we are going through the Starcraft 2 comics, which you can find on the website, link will be down in the description. And yeah, the last time we read the Sacred Lands Part 1, it's time to read the Sacred Lands Part 2. If you like this content, do like, subscribe, if not for me, for the Zergling. Okay, great. Let's get to it. So, recap. So what happened the last time is that a bunch of, well, to be more precise, a Marine, a medevac pilot, and a Ghost landed on Belgium to take a look at what happened to Egon Stedman. Stedman being the co-op commander. This guy. Also the host of the map. No, wrong one. Missed opportunities that Egon Stedman, stranded on Belgium, so on and so forth. So it seems that this comic is definitely tying into that, or at least trying to explain what's going on. Let's see what is happening. Okay, Starcraft War Chest, The Sacred Lands Part 2. Okay, credits, all good people. Tim Morton, director, time. Belgium, Tal'Darim base. Ascended Milan, 2 of the Terran ships escaped. How disappointing. They will return with reinforcements. But alas, the High Lord has forbidden us to make war upon them. Treaties, Bath. The medevac is still here. Their data will prove. No, it will not. When the Terrans return, they will find a world of ashes. The only evidence we will ever hear? A skirmish with Protoss ships bearing dark colors. Hardly proof. Our mining will be complete by the next sunset. Begin bombardment immediately after. Yes, Fourth Ascendant. Belgium tells me that you shall all die. Okay, before we move on to the scene, let us break down, panel by panel. So this is, clearly a Tal'Darim base. It's actually quite interesting because in the original campaign, the Tal'Darim were always established to be on Belshir. However, it was never established exactly. Well, they were there to guard the breath of creation. By the way, that Nexus, where is the Nexus? Let me switch the screens. Ah, here it is. So there are actually separate skins. So the skin you see in the picture is actually the same, or an artist's impression of the actual one here. Same for the photon cannon. Same for the probe. There it is, a Tal'Darim probe. Probes utilized by the Daylum are calibrated to gather resources with as little ecological impact as possible. The Tal'Darim have no use for such precautions, which kind of explains what's happening. Furthermore, if you actually go to the map, either, I think it's called Missed Opportunities, you can actually see these altars. That photon cannon is huge. Anyway, so this is actually very interesting because this guy, unnamed Protoss, what's the name again? Milan is actually Fourth Ascendant. So the way the Tal'Darim work is that basically they have their own ladder system. Alak is number 1, the High Lord. Number 2 is Jinara. Number 3 is unknown. This guy is clearly Fourth Ascendant. So first, second, third, fourth. No, so this guy is number 5 because Jinara is First Ascendant. Like think about it this way. There's number 0, which is Alarak. Then you have First Ascendant Jinara. Second Ascendant, somebody else. In fact, in the co-op mission Right of Axia. Oh, I love talking about this part. I love talking about the Tal'Darim. Where is it? Void trashing, missed opportunity, blah 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 blah. Where's Axia? Chain of Ascension. So in the co-op mission Chain of Ascension, in fact we should play one of these missions later. In the co-op mission Chain of Ascension, the second Ascendant challenged the first. Assist First Ascendant Jinara to complete the rite, because that's the thing. You can only be challenged to Rakshir by somebody below you. which means that the second Ascendant challenged her, and even though co-op is not 100% lore, it's clear that she won because she's still in charge by Nova Covert Ops. So this guy Milan is slightly further down, and I like that he's got a very unique piece of headdress. Like, why does he have a mouthpiece when Protons have no mouths? Like this guy, I think it's called just a generic Ascendant, one of Alaric's units, which you can also see ironically from Com. Actually, I love this because you get to see both Alaric's faction as well as you saw in the picture, Stedman's faction, which I both have not purchased. That's a supplicant. That's the name. If you look at the model, like the guy here, it's clearly a supplicant. You have other things outside the base like stalkers. Okay, moving on. Stedman's secret lair. Unless, of course, I should intervene. But why should I? The penalty for trespassing is death. Carrying out the sentence shall fall to me, Belcher's most favored servant? No, I'm more than that. Prophet? Chief Technology Officer? We came to rescue you, and now you want to kill us? Are you insane? I love it when a picture actually tells 1,000 words. And another picture tells another 1,000 words. Alright, so it seems that, you know, Stedman is basically the king of, or he sees himself as a very important person on Belcher, and he's got an army to back it up. He's not the only one with an army, but yeah, it seems again, the reason that these guys are here, as mentioned in the last comic, was because they were sent to rescue him. It's implied that the crew and this ghost was sent by either Raider or Hoarder, the name is not explicitly mentioned, to go and pick up this guy, who has gone a bit cuckoo. Does this look like a sane man? Oops. In fact, we could go one level above that. If you go to the options and you go to background model, you can actually pick Stedman. Yep. This is one of his layers, although not the cave that we just saw. Okay, enough Stedman. Let's get back to the comic. What the? Don't be rude. The penalty for rudeness is death. Is it? It is! How would you like to die? This one can exfoliate your arteries. This one can floss your vertebrae, and this one is just adorable. Look at that smile. What's your name, girl? Hey, she likes you. What was I doing again? Killing one of you? Killing all of you? Okay, so this is a Mecha Roach, a Mecha Hydralisk, and a Mecha Zergling. You can actually find these models. Okay, here's the interesting thing. You can quasi-find these models in-game. Again, I'm going to reference this. Like, you can definitely find it here, you know, a Mecha Hydra, a Mecha Zergling. If you press ready now, you can go and play with these units. It's actually stated... Okay, but something I'd like to point out, because this is actually interesting. These are not the stimulants. These are not the stimulants, because... according to what I read on the Starcraft 2 lore Discord channel, yes, that's a thing, yes, that's a lot of fun, link will be down in the description. There is a difference between the supplicants, the stimulants, the cerebrate, and the mecha swarm. These were designed by a Terran organization with the approval of the Dominion. The Cerebrate organization was basically a form of lobotomized Zerg that the Cerebrus organization was, you know, trying to control and to different degrees of success. Earlier in the project, it was agreed that the team would never create a replica of an Ultralisk. Yeah, see, here's the thing, a team. That's not the Mecha Swarm. The Mecha Swarm is its own entity created by this Helios. Okay, back to the comic. Anyway, so this is a Roach, a Hydra. Oh man, I remember when these skins came out, people lost their minds. Anyway, I like it. I mean, I've never seen the face up close. It's really got that Gary smile. I wonder where's Gary. I don't see him right here. Anyway, moving on. Nah, nothing like that. as long as Ensign Wallace and team and Captain Emmy remember that Belgia's Chief Technology Officer can read their every thought. I think we'll stay good friends. Copy that. Friends? My friends weren't even here when I needed them. Belgian was here. I remember like it was yesterday. Okay, we should get an interesting backstory. I would like to point out that this guy is giving a Zergling a belly rub, and by the way, yes, this is how big Zerglings are in lore. Like if you watch the Starcraft 1, one of the cinematics, a Zergling is the size of a very large dog, or even a wolf or a hound. Zerglings are huge, and these things, with just its metal claws, or a real Zergling, will tear you apart. This one will eat you though. Nom, 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 nom. Okay, but that's for the outro. Okay, moving on. Okay, so we're gonna get some interesting backstory. I'll read the backstory and then I'll fill in the bits of lore. Years ago, but feels like yesterday, dropped off a load to establish a scientific outpost. Others will follow. Note inverted commas. Spoiler alert, they didn't. Then purely by accident I came across the glory of Belgium, terrazine gas. Excuse me, do you call a star of ball igniting space dust? Do you call a black hole? Right, glory of Belgium, continue. Belgium gave me the gift to see within any mind, to communicate with nature. Where's the terrazine? I need it! For more than a year I swam in the oceans of Belgium's enlightenment. I have never sighed so hard in my life. When did the Tal'Darim show up? Okay, so a little bit of backstory, which is that, again, Egon Stedman was a scientist. This is a command center, by the way. And again, the story says he was here to establish an outpost. Now, the thing about terrazine gas, the Protoss in StarCraft, the Tal'Darim in StarCraft 1 referred to it as the breath of creation. It's a super form of terrazine gas which is known to unlock psionic potential in individuals. In other words, it makes you a psyker, aka it gives you space magic powers. Or it can give you space magic powers if you're potentially predispositioned. Look, the law on psychers and psychic abilities here is a bit fuzzy. So it seems that he was inhaling this stuff and inhaling more and more of it and growing out his beard. And doing some science. But to Tal'Darim. Moving on. Them, how dare you mention them? They came to take Belgia's glory, all of it. But Belgia told me what to do. I had to tear down all signs of Terran presence and repurpose my old life into a new purpose. First, I created servants. I used the best oil. I came from my old life. I created a congregation. Loyal, powerful, shiny. The means to destroy any trespassers. Okay, so I love this little section of lore. I don't actually know what this is. Okay, like these are Tal'Darim, clearly, you know, the whole red symbols. I don't know what this is. I genuinely don't know what this piece of equipment is. By the way, this line about using the best oil, it's a joke from one of his co-op lines. You should play some of them will hear it. Here we go, this is Gary. So it seems that he successfully reverse engineered his whole base to make like these bots like Gary, to make the Mecha Swarm, who I guess they worship him, or I don't know how the Mecha Swarm sees Stedman over here, but he's been hard at work. You can see him, he's repairing this. I guess this is terrazine all over the place. I mean, you don't really blame the guy, right? It's like, well, you were under attack and you decided to build an army to quote-unquote defend yourself with the help of Balshir. Skip. When did you finish building your congregation? 4 months ago or so. He doesn't know about the war on Amon. He thinks he's abandoned, but really, 4 months? Is he scared? Wait, he can read minds. Did he just hear me call him? What an incredible mind Egon Stedman has. So stable and brilliant, not scared at all. I want to go home. Scared? I am not scared. I am Belgia's CTO, and You followed her wisdom perfectly. Okay, so this is actually, oh man, this comic is really good. Apart from, you know, cutesy scenes like this, I love this because here's the thing. The Ghost, they are also psionic. They're also psychers. I'm gonna keep using the 40k term. He also has these extra abilities. Let's go back to the main game. Terran Ghost, where are you? Ghost Academy. No, no, no. Where are you? Where are you? Hey, where's the ghost? I can't even find the ghost. Good grief. Where's he? Ah, there he is. Here we go. The ultimate Terran converter here harnesses the inner psionic potential to match their enhanced skill set. Unrivaled ability to infiltrate and assess, although nowadays you use them more for EMPs. They still snipe, but it's mostly shooting lurkers. Yes, so for all of the ghosts, from the covert operative to the Umojan Shadow Guards, they all have some degree of psionics. So here's the thing, both Egon and the ghost can read minds. That's what this look is about. It's not, this guy here, the ghost, I don't think we got his name, he's actually reading the thoughts as well. They're all like, quote unquote, he's also CC'd in the conversation. Well, let's see where this leads. You waited for the perfect moment to strike. You were waiting for us. The Tal'Darim wanted to steal her glory. The penalty can only be death. We will help, and when it's done, we will leave this sacred land. Yes, yes, Belgium says you will die if you don't do that exactly. Gary! Cease your recycling task. Rebuild and repair that ship. But before this cleanses, you must demonstrate your faith. You must know Belgia's glory, and she must know you. I am not worthy of such a gift. I insist. Shit. Okay, first again, I love this comic. This comic is so good. Everything from the cutesy art style of like the mecha Zergling. I only have a carbot Zergling. And wait, good grief, this ghost is strong. How heavy is this Zergling? Did the Zergling just change its size? This Zergling was way like bigger in the previous. Anyway, so it seems that I love the art style. Like Gary was salvaging the ship to make more parts. Of course, you only have a limited amount of metal. And then now we have this this like drug dealer-esque things. Like, no, prove that you're real. Prove that you are who you say you are. And I mean, this ghost is worried because Terrazine does some weird things to you. In the book, in the book Ghost Spectres. Yeah, I recently read this book not too long ago, Ghost Spectres, and it really shows that Terrazine can drive you to basically insanity. It creates an addiction. Well, by the way, the comic ends here. So I can understand this guy being very hesitant to go on. By the way, something I completely forgot to mention. I love this comic. This comic is really good. It sprinkles in little bits of lore to the expanded universe without going too deep into it. This line alone, the war on Amon, that's basically the entire plot line of Starcraft 2. TLDR, and let's go back to the main game to demonstrate the point. Back to here. Okay, so here's the thing. So in Wings of Liberty, can I go to Mission Archives? I can't. Okay, too bad. I currently have a run ongoing, so too bad. There is a mission when... Wait, if I click this, what happens? Okay, so while this thing loads, there's actually a mission where... Oh, okay, I can't come here. Devil's Playground. Welcome to the jungle. This is that mission. This is the Belgian Mission. These altars are exactly the same as the one you see at the beginning of the comic. On this mission, it seems that Stedman was... they came here. To be fair, Jim Rader stole the Terrazine. It's important to note that in the lore, it seems that the Tal'Darim actually got here first. But that's beside the point. So, the war on Amon, and I'm waffling a little bit, the war on Amon is basically the story of Legacy of the Void. It was this cataclysmic, but not very long war that Artanis had to go in and fight Amon. The Terrans and the Zergs were drawn in. That's why he thinks he was abandoned, because the way Stedman sees it, he was left on this planet. He was told that reinforcements were coming. The war against Amon happened and reinforcements never came, because when the war broke out, it was all hands on deck. Pull reinforcements, F2A move, get everybody to try and, you know, fight the bad guy. Stedman was left behind. Stedman was like the one SCV you told to like build a depot way out in the corner of the map and you forgot about. So we'll have to see where it goes from here. Alright, so general thoughts again. I really like this comic. This is like exponentially better. We get a good amount of Protoss lore, which is quite rare. We get to see the interior of a Nexus, which is also very rare. It seems that I'm guessing based on the lines that these guys are hanging out at the red window and they're looking at these altars. We actually get a named Protoss character, Malik, or Malane rather, and he's got a sizable Protoss force. Although thankfully for them, it looks like it's only a tier 2 army. Stedman actually can beat this Tal'Darim base, but we don't know how many other Tal'Darim are, you know, mining out in the trees. I love the writing from Stedman sees himself as the Chief Technology Officer of Belgian. All these like very cutesy scenes, this Zergling's really enjoying himself. Oh, this ghost is enjoying himself with a Zergling. All great stuff. Alright, if not, that's kind of it. I mean, this ghost is very crafty. He's trying to use Stedman's ego and his ideas against him, so to speak. But no, it's not going to be so simple. We've only got one more comic in this, and then we'll be going on to Nature of the Beast, which will indirectly conclude the comic series. We hope you like this content. If you do like and subscribe, and not for me, for the Zergling.